Okay, so let's start this discussion. For the first question, what do you guys know about mental health? Maybe from Sasa?
I think what I know about mental health is that right now it's quite problematic because some people either negate the importance of mental health entirely, but there are also kids who feel like they have every mental health disorder that exists in the spectrum of mental health, right? So there a huge polarity towards the two different generations. I think that's quite problematic and we have to solve that. And when I talk about mental health, I usually refer to not only mental health, but also the mental health disorders that exist under the mental health spectrum, which includes bipolarism, depression, anxiety, PTSD, and etc. That's it
Oh,
from me. Yeah.
okay. For Ibet?
Me, Ibet. Okay, okay. Uh, yeah. Mental health is something that we have to pay attention to. It's something important that we have to know because these days there are so many people that have misconception about it, and we have like to educate them again about the mental health, and because it includes our emotional and psychological and our social well-being, how we act, how we feel, how we treat people, and I think it also can affect how we think, how we feel, and we have to pay attention to that more often because it is vital and it has so many impacts in our daily life.
Okay. And your opinion, Vina?
Okay, I think mental health is something that really happening lately. I think it's about someone's healthy condition, but uh, in a specific way, it's only about the mental things. So, like when someone is depressed, that means they have a mental problem or mental illness, which can tell us that they are not having a good or healthy mental condition. Something like that. Like depression, anxiety, bipolar, eating disorder, and so on.
Okay, so about mental health, maybe there are some factors that can affect it, especially exercise, food, and sleep. So, how
Mm.
important are those for mental health? What do you guys think? For
I
Sasa,
think
maybe?
it's yeah, I think it's very important because it makes up your mood. Whether or not you're healthy, it also makes you feel better and makes your mental health better. How about Fina?
I don't really think food and exercise is important things to yes important things to my mental health conditions because I don't like exercise at all and I'm not a picky eater too. So yeah, but sleep it's the important things for me because if I have a lack of sleep, a lack time of sleep, I would be a rude person and it's it's giving me myself personally a hard time like something is pressing me, yeah, so I think the important things is sleep. And how about you, Ibet?
Those three are important. Uh, Food, of course, we need food to like, yeah, just live our life because food is important. And exercise, it's important, but like Vina, I I I cannot do that. So I once commit to do an exercise, but I just can't do that. And what else again? What's that? Exercise, food, and sleep. Okay,
Sleep.
sleep is important. Yeah, very important. The duration of our sleep can increase our health quality, I think. So yeah, those are three are important. But if you ask me, what's the most important for my mental health, it will be food. It would be food.
Okay, so those are important.
Yeah.
For the third question, what do you do to maintain or improve your mental health? Maybe from Frida first.
I think for improving or maintain my mental health, I'd rather do gatekeeping something just only for myself and not telling it to anyone else because I do that or because I will tell anyone else only if I want to. If I don't feel like I want to do that, but I'm pushing myself to do that, it will giving me hard times. So I think yeah, keeping something for myself. How about Ibet?
Same, like gatekeeping negative vibes from like the other people. I can tell you an example, like when in the organization, like I once like given a job, like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this job? Like, yeah, I can say that I can resist it. Like, I'm so sorry, it's enough for me today. You can just like search for someone else to do that because like I wouldn't give myself a burden. I think if I feel exhausted, I will stop. Like I need to like take care of my body too. And of course it's for the mental health too. And sometimes you have to let your body rest and just let them like recover, just having a me time, like I would lock myself in my room and then watch Netflix all day or like scrolling TikTok, like simping over Korean and British men. Yeah, that's important for me. It's to keep my mental health healthy. Yeah.
So that can lighten your mood.
Yeah. That is literally like a mood booster for me. And it makes me happy, right?
I'm agree. So what about Sasa?
I think my answer would be quite similar to Ibet and Fina because they talk about how they gatekeep something to themselves, but my wording isn't really gatekeep. I think it's knowing what you're worth. Knowing what you're worth means that you know when to prioritize yourself, when to like say no to someone because you know your worth is not to just please them. I think
Yeah.
my experience comes personally from being like a people pleaser. Like you don't know your worth, so you continuously try to make someone else feel better because you want yourself heard. Like your worth is not to be a people pleaser. It doesn't rely on what they think of you, whether they like you or not. So your worth is so much more than other people's opinion about you.
Yeah.
So yeah, how I handle myself, by prioritizing myself, knowing what I'm worth. That's it.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so let's move to the fourth question. What mental health disorders or mental health illness? What do you know of? Maybe you can explain it a little bit, maybe.
Uh,
Sorry.
who? Who? Who goes first?
Sasa, maybe if you want me.
Yeah, sure. Um, as I mentioned before, I think mental health also includes mental disorders like bipolar, OCD, depression, PTSD, and also complex PTSD. That's CPTSD. It's also your anxiety. But also, there's a deeper, less paid attention to disorders like depersonalization. It's also disassociation towards reality, and there's also quite an interesting disorder, which is DID, or dissociative identity disorder, which they usually have multiple personalities. See, that's quite interesting, but in which every single of these disorders need to be treated differently. That's what I know about every single mental health disorders. I can't really explain them now because that would take forever, but
Mhm.
yeah, that's what I know.
Yeah.
What about Ibet? What do you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. I agree with Sasha. Like, it can every mental disorder, it can't be treated the same. Because yeah, it has its own, what can I say? It has its own, yeah, its own prospect and else. I mean, what I know about the mental health disorder is maybe panic attack is the most common. Like, everyone like say like, oh, she had a panic attack and something like that. And then bipolar disorder, like, uh, people who have different personalities, and schizophrenia, I think, like,
Mm,
that, yeah, commonly happen to old people. And then it can be autism too, and then post-traumatic disorder. It's when, like, someone had an accident or like a tragedy in the past, and then when they remember it, they feel like they've burdened, and like they can get rid of it. So I think post-traumatic disorder is quite terrifying for me. But yeah, I don't have disorder like that, and thank God. Maybe that.
okay, Safina, what do you know?
All mental health disorders are characterized by excessive fear and worry and related behavior disturbances. But I'm just gonna mention one of them, which was panic attack. It was, I have a friend who has a panic attack when I was in high school. She was my chairmate, and uh, when she, when the panic attack comes, she acts weird. I mean, like, I know she's getting panic, so uh, I think I'm a little bit more concerned about panic attack, and I know it a bit more than another disorders. Yeah.
So maybe the most common mental health illness maybe panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In a
Uh,
different forms too, like, yeah, I think so. Different forms.
I think being mentally disabled for you to like, I think panic attacks aren't just being panicked, because a lot of people think that panic attacks are just being panicked. Panic attacks
It's
could
not.
it's a bit more than that. So
Yes,
a lot
yes.
of people generalize panic attacks as being panicked. It's like you can't breathe oftentimes. You feel like your heart's
Yeah.
beating, you
Yes,
can't
yes, yes,
think.
Yes, yes, yes,
That's
yes.
yes.
Exactly,
panic
exactly.
attacks. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
friends do that. I mean, she might be freeze all of a sudden when some things is suddenly happen. How do I see it? But you get my point, right?
Yeah, yeah, we get that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. That's really great. Like, it's not just like panic and like panic again. It's like, yeah,
Mm,
you feel like you
yes.
cannot breathe
Yes.
clearly like that.
Trembling.
Mm, maybe
so
that.
it's more towards to symptoms, mental health symptoms maybe than illness.
Sorry.
It's more toward to mental health symptoms than mental illness maybe.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
uh,
That, yeah, that can be. That could be a symptoms
mm,
lead to a mental illness, I think. But like, yeah. I mean, like, panic attack, I think it can be what can I say, like minimalize or something like that to
It's
listening.
part of mental illness, right?
Yeah, it can lead to a mental illness. I think so.
Okay, for the last question, what advice would you give or what will you do to someone like your friends or family that have mental health issues? For
Fina,
Ibet,
maybe?
maybe? Oh,
Oh, for me?
Ibet or yeah.
Okay. Advice. I cannot give advice because I don't know what they feel. But all I can do is just like maybe be their be a good listener for them if they need me to talk about their story, to talk about their have been doing in that day, like yeah, I mean like I'll be a good listener, like I'll tell them like, oh, it's okay, don't push yourself, it's completely normal, you can talk to me. I may don't know what you've been through, but if you need someone to talk to, I can do I can do it. Like I will be there, like and keep up, and maybe don't forget like there are so many person cares about you, and you can talk. Like I'll be there.
Okay.
Maybe like a good listener for me.
For Sasa, what will you do?
I think I would agree with Ibet. I don't really do a lot of things other than telling them that they're strong, and like the only one that can help them is actually themselves, because we don't know what they're feeling, and it's a very personal struggle, especially if you tell someone who's depressed to just cheer up. You can't do that. That's not an advice. It's usually
Yeah.
not, it doesn't help them. um the advice that I would give if they really want my advice is just to exercise, eat healthy, don't stay in your room too much, get sun exposure, walk outside, meet and talk to your friends to make you feel better,
Mm.
that kind of thing.
Can I
Okay.
add some?
Yep.
Yeah, can I add some? Yeah, totally agree with Sasha. Like it seemed like when like Mr. Example like our friends' parents die, because I have been through it. Like I have a friends that whose parents uh gone, and then I have been like wondering why people tell them to like be strong, and like you can't be strong when you lose someone you love. I mean, it's just for me it's ridiculous. If I be the friend, I will just like tell them to, oh, just cry, okay, let's cry together, because like express your feeling, don't tell them to be like be strong or what. It's just ridiculous for me. So it's same with Sasha, like don't tell them like you like be strong or something, like because like they have their own struggle.
Okay.
So yeah, just tell them the
Just be
truth.
there. Just be
Yeah.
there with them.
Betul. Yeah, right.
Okay. For Vina?
What about Fina?
Well, they already have my answer, so yeah, what can I say? I'd rather than not giving any advice because you know that I might be giving a false or a wrong advice for them. So yeah, same as them. I'm not giving any advice. Maybe I'm just gonna cheering them up.
Okay.
That's it for
So
me.
the conclusion that maybe I could make from this discussion is mental health is about someone's mental health condition. It's something important that we have to know about. If we have bad mental health condition, it can lead us to mental health problem or mental issues like panic attack, depression, PTSD, and other issues. Uh, Exercise, food, and sleep equally important, and all of these factors can affect mental health. We can maintain or improve our mental health by keeping ourselves very structured, overthinking about what people say. If someone close to us, like our friends or our family, that have mental health issues, you can cheer them up, listen to their story, or just be there for them. Instead of giving advice that can be wrong or lead us or them to worse condition. Do you guys agree?
Yes, totally
Uh,
agree.
Yes.
That's our discussion about mental
Thank
health.
you, guys.
Thank you for watching.
Yay.